Hey everybody, we're back. Before we jump into the action, if you're watching this video online, you should give us a like on the video, you should leave a comment down in the description below, and you should join some of our live streams over at Twitch. Who knows how much longer we're going to stay on Twitch? I'm going to see if I can't just get all my money from Twitch and then jump over to different platforms, because they're doing everything in their power to fuck themselves. And, well, I'm not going to be on a sinking ship. No, not me. But anyways, aside from that, if you want to join some of our games, consider joining our Patreon. Join at one of the lower tiers first, and then I will add you to a wait list to see if you can get into anything else other than that. Boop, 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 boop. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. So, your evening is restful. You all keep a very careful watch on the terrain around you, being sure that nothing malicious is coming about, nothing terrifying is going to happen, nothing treacherous is about to pass. Throughout the evening, Kyle, at some point between the first and second watch, you do feel the heavy winds pick up and shoot further into the ravine. When you look up at the skies, you don't see a figure, but a shape. Very large creature, expanding wingspan, stretching out, by your estimate, maybe 20 feet. 20, 25 feet. And limbs protruding out the front for arms and legs. Just fly over. It didn't seem to spot you. Just keeps flying.
I just asked my familiar to slightly go up, fly up, and see where it's going.
So you tell your familiar to track after it?
Not track after it, but just at least raise up in the sky and have a better vantage point to watch the direction it's going to.
Alright. Have your familiar roll a stealth check.
Yes. Monkey.
Not bad. It gets over towards the mouth of the ravine, flying up and perching on a stray limb from a root that stretches out from the peaks higher up inside of the canyon. And just keeps watch. Have it roll a perception check.
Out.
22. On the western side of the ravine, so while you're walking southwards, your right-hand side, there appears to be a nest. Large nest. With a sizable creature in it, with 3 heads. Roll me a nature check, see if you know what it is.
As a player, I know his character.
There's a chance. You're pretty smart.
No.
That's not natural, is what it is. By your best estimate, you would say that is between a nope to a fuck nope.
Yeah. And can I from what I guess not, but from where he stands, can I figure out what are the heads like? Is there a dragon and lion and I don't know the third one head, or can I? Just check it.
You can't discern that. However,
Good.
your familiar sees that it is 3 dragon heads.
Ugh.
A blue, a black, and a red.
Oh fuck. Okay. The owl comes back really quick toward us, and I'm just dousing the campfire.
Okay.
Like, no way we get spot.
Okay. With your large plume of smoke now signaling the creature. No, I'm fucking with you. Your watch goes off relatively without a hitch, though.
And I tell Darius, of course, what I've seen, and at the end of my watch, I will also tell the other one to keep
Arite?
an eye out.
Go ahead and tell him.
Hey man, wake up. That's your watch.
Yes, of course. Give me a moment.
Yeah, not really like that, but what you should Darius knows what you should be worried about is a 3-headed weird creatures with 3 dragon head. Not one like yours. If I remember correctly, it was a black, green, and a red one. No white, though. Keep an eye out, just in case it shows up. I don't think it's seen us, and I doubt the fire just in case. But we should.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Move your mic
Yeah.
a little further away from your mouth.
Me?
Yes.
Thank you, Kale. That's as much.
Yeah, that didn't solve the issue. Now you're just quiet.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, I can
No?
hear you. It's just, it sounds super muffled.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, thank you for. I appreciate the warning.
And wake us fast if you see it coming down our way. Right now, it's in its nest.
Arite, would you like to roll a nature check?
Yeah, sure.
Because you're from this region.
Yay!
14. Not a very hard check to make, luckily. You see, after the era of the Chroma Conclave, there were a handful of fanatics who wanted to empower the Conclave and wanted to embody some of their goals, believing that dragonkind can ascend to that nature. Unfortunately, a handful of these fanatics were incredibly intelligent and created these creatures that are akin to Chimera, but draconic in nature. They're called Drakon Mera.
I will mention all this to Kale.
I'm lucky I'm not asleep because I would have done ugly nightmares, but then now that I know that.
Yes.
Drama Riken. No.
You are lucky it was not that. It did not notice us.
Now, usually they find territory for themselves over the expanse of about 50 miles or so. So that would mean everything before Zarzith is its territory.
Kale, it is lucky that, or likely that,
Can anybody understand him right now?
Hardly.
It's yeah, it is muffled.
Yeah, you sound like you're whispering into a blanket over your microphone.
I was just gonna say,
Um,
it sounds like he's got a blanket over his head while he's speaking into the mic.
Yeah,
How about now?
Oh, that's good.
yeah. Try to project your voice a little more. Speak up if you can.
It is likely that, well, everything from here to the surface is, its territory.
well, that's a good thing that we slept out of the ravine then. At least we won't be cold in the night.
Yes, we will have to be careful for the rest of our journey.
We will. Good luck for the watchman.
Alrighty, we'll give him a nod.
Now I go to my trance and I'm just like having a super bad night knowing what is lurking just a few miles from us.
Ready? So, your familiar will keep watch yet again.
Wait, it's Arita's turn, right?
Yes. And I believe Arite rolled decent.
17.
Nothing seems to happen during your watch.
And nothing is more worrying than hearing those words.
Mikit, to finish it off. You're still writing in your book, a little distracted. Oh, sorry. Artie, are you doing anything before relinquishing the watch to Mikit?
Not really, no.
Okay, then. Mikit, you are completely unaware, if it wasn't for Darius, that there is a Drachamera inside of the canyon.
Oh, yeah, no, I probably would have mentioned that.
That's why I asked that question. It's a
Yeah,
good thing to
no.
mention.
Yeah, I would mention the Drachamera, or however it was pronounced.
Drachamera.
Okay.
Sounds like something I wouldn't want to meet.
It is not. You can trust me.
Might be interesting to dissect, though.
I recommend against it. You would probably get killed in trying to kill it for dissection.
Awesome.
Well, of course, I'm not going to try it without my meat shield. I'm sorry, party members.
I'm sorry, are we just meat between us and the enemy to you?
I mean, more people between me and it, the less likely I'm going to get hurt.
So you view us as expendable then?
It's not. You can't protect me if you're dead.
A righty will just give him a I am unimpressed and don't care anymore look. Kind of lowering the higher eyelids, just kind of staring at him. Yeah, kind of like that.
Very well. So, you write feverishly in your book while your bird, with extreme anxiety, keeps watch. However, nothing happens during your watch. In the morning, you all wake up, and Ian, Warwick, you had a really good night's sleep. It was nice.
That was good. I know. Everyone did a good job on the watch. We're not dead. We're not fighting in the middle of the night. We should cook them some good breakfast.
We didn't go far. There is a, how did you call it? A Drachamera flying overhead. It's
Yep.
a weird dragon with weird small dragon-ish creature with 3 heads. I'm not sure we want to find out exactly what it is, but I'm worried that we would have to walk through its territory.
Well,
Hey, hello, good morning.
okay.
How you doing?
Morning. It's just well, I mean, hearing that, it's if we have to walk through it anyway, at least we know about it. Because it's more dangerous not to know about a danger than it is to know that the danger's there.
Yes.
So, so it's got small dragon heads. It's just like it's a dragon.
Yeah, with 3 heads.
He said small.
Dragon timer.
And I wouldn't say small. Flying, it was at least 20 to 25 feet wide.
Ooh. Yeah, no, that does not sound like something we want to handle right now.
It doesn't. So I'm afraid we'd have to maybe take a longer trip, but watch our step in the way. If we rush it, wait for us.
Ari, you traveled along this way before, right? Was it there when you did so, or was it? Oh wait, no, he sorry, he went to the restroom. I forgot. I didn't see that message till now.
Yep.
Shit. Well, first why don't we solve one problem first, which is our empty stomachs, and then we'll handle the next one, which is getting to our destination.
Well,
And
can't think straight with an empty stomach after all.
I like the way you think, Rorik.
can you say it one more time? I didn't quite catch it.
I like the way you think, Rorik.
Ah. Well, thank you. Let's see. I don't really have any eggs, but let's see. Get some tea going.
I'm sorry I had to douse the campfire. I didn't want the beast to spot us.
Oh well. Yeah, that does lower our breakfast options if I can't heat it up.
And so do that.
Alright, we got some cold bread, some jerky, some hard butter, and some some water with tea leaves in it. It's not heated.
Now it's heated.
Easy the
Oh.
best cantrip in the game.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
I'm aware. I played a wizard.
You say cantrip. I say best spell in the game.
Well, thank you. So I guess if we're avoiding it, do we have a clear path?
Well, whichever option keeps us away from that thing, I will support.
Well, I'm assuming since it's a dragon, they can fly, right? Is there a place that we can move under cover?
Not. It's a ravine with snow. And yes, it flies. It barely spotted us flying overhead.
Or should we start traveling at night then, or?
I mean, couldn't we use our, we have cloaks and whatnot, just try to put a layer of snow on it in order to whiten us out on the landscape at least?
Well, I mean, that would work for a little while, but then your body heat will melt the snow, and then
Yeah,
you
I
just
mean,
have a wet cloak.
I mean, we have all this thick fur and either that or our bedrolls, so we can just layer it on top of it instead of on ourselves. Like if I remember correctly, the tents basically have a large what do you call the cloth again? Top?
A tarp?
Yeah. Could we just like hold it on top of ourselves and with a bit of snow on it just to make it look whiter than it is?
That would.
But not to mention, if we're traveling at night, there will be a few of us that are effectively blind.
Well, if it's a dragon, it can be reasoned with, right? If it comes to us.
I never heard of a Dracomera before, so I have no idea. Maybe either Darius or Rite would know more about it.
Sorry, neither of
Yeah,
them are
okay.
here. So I mean,
Currently, Aries got his mouth full. He's chew more. Chew your food, Aries. And
I mean, I don't know what their full capability is, like how they hunt or whatnot, so it's a little difficult.
Artie would express to you all that they're not intelligent and they are hunters. That's all they do. They
And
are dominant in their territory because each head gets to breathe a breath weapon.
oof.
And things don't really fuck with you when you spray 3 different varieties of fuck you on them in a row.
So it's
does
tiny Tiamat.
is it a hoarding creature as most dragons are?
And Tiamat doesn't exist here. What was your question?
Is it a hoarding creature as most dragons are? Hoarding, like trying to get a hoard, getting a treasure, getting everything valuable in that territory.
Arite didn't roll high enough to know that.
Okay.
He knows they're territorial, they're not very smart, they are expert hunters, and things don't challenge them because 3 breath weapons.
Well,
The Chimera on steroids.
Yeah.
given what we know, we should. I guess we're gonna have to go the long way.
I like my.
Well, if you know the path that'll help us avoid it, we should probably start packing up and get moving before we do catch its attention.
By the way, from this area, at least on the mouth of this ravine, how strong are the winds there?
Fairly.
Fairly.
All of the winds from both sides shoot over top, and then you kind of get the after effect. On top, the winds are way worse. Down below, they're just persistent as it constantly turmoils in here. You're kind of in between a wind tunnel.
Okay, so I can see like the snow keeps flattening by itself. Like it doesn't have like uneven mounds or how do you see it? Basically, if there's anything making an indentation, the wind would just cover the thing up.
There's the potential
see.
from it. I mean,
Yeah, I see that. Just like a rough estimation of the wind, how strong the winds are. Could it possibly happen?
roll me a nature check. Or, sorry, a survival check. Survival check.
13.
Possibly. The one thing that you can kind of rely on is because you know it is on the western side with its nest, sticking as close as possible to the west side might gain you a little respite, but sticking as close as possible to the east side when it's a larger gap may keep you outside of its visual range completely. It can go either way.
Well, Ari, now that you've swallowed all that food that you were chewing there, why don't you came this way before? Do Do you know a safer path?
Do I, Jiro? Do I,
The
or
safest path through the ravine has always been through the mountain itself. But to gain passage through the mountain, you have to get in there from Zarzith. The exit from the mountain on the other side is very well hidden from anybody who's not traversing from the south to the north.
so?
I
we may
mean,
not-
you could try to spend a handful of days trying to track down that entrance, and then everything you deal with is just things from, inside of a mountain and the Underdark.
That seems perfectly safe. What's the
You're
worst
in
that could happen?
Jorhas, okay? I mean, pick which evil you want. That's what you're stuck with.
The safest route, well, the exit is very well hidden. We may have to use a few days to search for it. I could take us to the general vicinity, but, well, I didn't get much sleep when I was coming through with Darius, so, my memory is a bit fuzzy.
Well, we have our options.
Of course, we will have to deal with creatures from, well, underneath mountains.
I'm sure they can't be that bad. I've never heard of creatures like that.
Alrighty, we'll just give him a bit of a smile. A knowing smile.
Terrible things can lurk underground.
Well, the only things I knew live underground were the ones that the Kryn had tamed, if I recall correctly.
I guess they are far more worth things than the purpose of people riding battle.
Of course, it would be a lot safer, and we do not run the chances of running into the, well, the Drakon
Mara.
Drakon Mara. Drakon Mara.
Though, what are the odds that we get lost if we try to go underground?
You have to remember as well, we only have enough rations for, shoot, how many rations did we pack again? It was like, sorry, I know I spent time getting
weeks.
rations. 3 weeks?
And you're down 3 days worth of rations at this point.
Oh, we got rations to spare then.
Yeah, 21 days worth of rations total. You're down to about 18 days of rations. You guys prepared well on that front, at least.
Oh wait, no, wasn't it for rations for each of us though? So if we take into account the amount of people, that would be divide that by 6.
No,
No.
you got 3 weeks of rations for the amount of people you have.
Oh, yeah, all right, never mind.
Yeah.
Then.
We
And
made
we
it
have
as
a
easy
cleric.
as possible, so you don't have to think like that.
And we have a cleric. Because if
Mhm.
in case of trouble, we can have him if she agrees casting food and water.
If I am being honest, I do not believe we could take on a Drakon Mara. Even if, well, we were all fully rested. My suggestion would be the caves.
Well, we certainly have the time and food to search for it. So why don't we go with that the safest option?
Well, I mean, I believe the opinion of everyone else is in order as well.
You say we go with the safer option.
So, you're going to try to find your way into the mountain?
I suppose so. No one has said they don't want to do it.
Yep, since nobody else is speaking up, that's what we're doing then. Done.
By the way, before we also pack up camp and everything, and while we're having this discussion over breakfast, works kind of like, complimenting people. He's like, giving them tips and everything, and I'm using inspiring leader to give everyone that, temp HP,
Good, good.
just in case.
Of course. The temp HP is
Should be 9, right? Yeah,
You have a
level
plus 4 charisma?
Yep.
Okay,
So
yeah,
should-
9.
it's-
You all have 9 temp HP. And it lasts until you finish a short rest. Or no, when you finish a long rest. Sorry. So, go ahead, Inarite. I need you to give me a survival check, trying to track down the location of the entrance.
I did.
I had a thought too. Is the passage you're looking for often traversed by Dragonborn? Harry?
That's a good question, Jiro.
I mean, not specifically, but, Dragonborn are a large portion of the populace in Zarzith.
Because if we're trying to search and sniff out for civilization, he turns to Buster, who's just sitting there happy and wagging his tail that people are looking at him. A good hound dog would work.
Yeah, guidance is a D4.
Okay.
What are you trying to get Buster to do?
Basically, assist Ari with his check by being a bloodhound, by being his tracker dog.
So he's trying to track down people.
Pretty much, yes.
That's what you tell
or
him.
like
Find
the scent
people.
of them.
Find people. Okay. Alrighty, you have advantage, Arite. Go for it.
Advantage?
And a D4.
Yeah.
I said survival, not nature.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Survivor.
Advantage
as
still?
Good, but
Roll again, because you had advantage.
oh right. I don't. Why did I sit to normal? I should have sit to advantage. My bad.
16. How long are you going to dedicate to trying to find that entrance?
Good question.
I need a
Anyone else?
limit.
How long would anyone else want
That's-
to spend searching?
Out of character, I'd say maybe we should spend 3 days before we decide to maybe do we want to keep doing this or not, kind of thing.
And if we go the path through the valley, about how long would that take?
The path from the entrance of the valley to Zarzith itself, so long as you don't get, stuck or stopped by anything, should take you roughly 4 days travel total.
Okay. We can probably be safe if we kept looking until we only had about a week to week and a half rations left.
So how many days?
I mean, that's why I'm asking everyone else. I don't know what the general consensus.
Because you
is
gave
on
me
it.
between 7 and 10 days worth of
Yeah,
looking,
let's
which
go 3 days to start with.
all right, so 3 days is your limit. You don't want to exceed 3 days if you don't find it within that time span. That's what you're saying? To start, and then you'll reevaluate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Towards the morning of the second day, you've all been traveling around the mouth of the ravine itself, moving up some of the craggy areas, finding different pathways to traverse and walk, and eventually find your way over towards the peak of one of the mountains. Once up this high, you use that to really take a better look around. And Buster, luckily, does find a scent, what smells like people to him. You travel another several hours. Fatigue starting to sit in with all of you. And Arite, you find a mouth to a cave on this side. You're on the eastern side, so the over eastern side.
Mm.
However, this is not the entrance or the exit that you took. This appears to be a different tunnel.
Uh,
Oh, looks like you
Everyone.
found it.
yes, but this does not look the same.
Um, I believe it's been a while, so I don't know if it would. That being said, one thing I was wanting to ask is, if there's a clear entrance and exit from one end, why didn't they mark the other end to be accessible to find? If I'm assuming there'd be merchants, right? To go into Zarsith.
Oh, likely to, in case there is an invasion, use the escape route, as well as, well, if the exit is harder to find, there is less likely people will, well, come in, steal, and leave through that safer route. I believe maybe their justification. I am not the one that came up with the idea, however.
I'm speaking to the dog that I can't remember the name.
Buster.
Buster, and in Elvish. Hey, Buster, buddy.
Yeah.
You smelled a track. What is it you're smelling?
Yeah,
Does it
I
smell
smell-
like a big guy? Yeah. And I show Arita.
Smells people. They have a distinct smell from beasts. Almost like they have bathed.
Smells like flowers
It smells like flowers inside the cave.
and bacon.
Inside the cave.
Bacon?
Does it smell like? Is it coming from inside the cave? Oh.
Have it roll an investigation. Advantage because of its keen sense.
It's wisdom, but yeah.
I'm giving it advantage because it makes sense. Unless
so
you want your
invest-
animal to be less useful.
No, it's investigation isn't. So I don't have that as a skill, but it's intelligence, right?
Intelligence, yes.
Okay.
With advantage. 11. It definitely smells like somebody ate here within a week or so.
Mm-hmm. Smells like peanut butter and bacon and flowers.
And otherwise, do you said that the cave go deep?
I don't know. We have to. I can't sniff that far. Or no, wait. No, I take it back.
That,
I can't sniff distance.
wow, you can tell us if it smell moisty and still air, or if it just smell like a forest and air that just goes.
Nah.
into
I-
the-
I just smell the people right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good boy.
Yeah, we lost Iron again. I think.
And they're
no, she's
back.
Well, I mean, it's a lead, anyways. If it's, I guess, should we head in?
It is
the very-
better than going through the valley, in my opinion.
At the very least, this is a nice place we can set up camp. Gives us some shelter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This chance we
Alright.
get attacked by a Dragon Mera. According to.
Well,
Unless they can fit inside caves.
given if it can fit inside a cave, that what you said about breathing on us is true, then that would be bad for us. But at the same time, with its movement so restricted, that would give us the opportunity to escape or even find a way to kill it. But regardless, I'd rather not see it or not encounter it if we can avoid it.
Do you know how you kill something?
It's rather simple.
You stab.
Usually throw magic at things until they die if I have to fight.
Stab it
works
with
as well.
magic.
You can throw magic, and you can stab. Then thing dies.
That is certainly the simple way of putting it.
Yes.
But well, at the very least, if we're gonna use this tunnel as this cave as a camp, we should at least explore it to make sure it's safe for us to do so, and then continue our search if it's not the one we're looking for, right?
Yes, that is agreeable.
I can do it.
All right then. I can't really see all that well, so I'm gonna light a torch here, and Rick starts to kind of pull out a torch and begin to light it.
No need for that. And I take the people on the floor, cast light as usual, and give you back.
So,
Oh, thank
Give you
you.
the people.
as the light strengthens and fills the surrounding area for you, the mouth of the
Yes.
cave seems to be covered in blood. Just right past the visual prowess that you all gained from the light outside.
Alright, we stay the fuck away from there then.
That's rather ominous.
Do you think going through the cave is still a good idea?
Well, I'm not sure if it does it seem like it'd be more dangerous than that Draken Mara creature.
I mean, it's smothered in blood.
Buster, I'm surprised you didn't catch that. Well, I mean, I smelled the peanut butter and I smelled the bacon. That's fair. Alright, well,
Can I touch if the blood is dried or if it's still moist and glistened?
You approach over towards it?
Yeah.
Okay. The blood there has dried, but in a climate like this with this much wind and this much cold, it's expected to dry very quickly. However, as you get inside and you look around, hidden in these nooks and crannies inside of this cave, there appears to be bodies of individuals. 3 bodies in total, all of which look to be wearing militant garbs that are unfamiliar to you, Kyle.
is it safe in
Yeah.
there?
Rurik, Arita, come here. You probably know better than me military guards. There are 3 corpses down there, and they look military. Is it from the Empire, or is it like Zaz's Kitchfield guards?
It's most likely Zarsith Kittrell, but let's take a look.
So, you approach in. How about the other person, Kyle
Yeah,
asked?
I'll follow closely.
Okay. As the 3 of you get much closer, a mimic cave. I'm not that evil. I'm not making an entire cave a mimic yet.
Yet.
Warwick, you don't sense anything that is on that spectrum of understanding. This
Okay.
seems like a different form of evil. People. And as you approach over towards that, you look at them, and these seem to be armor that are related to the Righteous Brand.
Oh, so I thought you were going to continue after that. in that case, does it look like, other than like the way they were killed, does it look like it was like an animal or like it was like a blade?
You pull out the bodies. Roll me a medicine check. They're a little stuck in these nooks because of the freezing temperatures, but you can easily shake them and pull them out. Looking
yeah.
at them, blades. They were killed by blades.
Well, at the very least, if it's this cave has inhabitants, it's not it's something that can craft a blade. See, right here is where they cut right through the corrosive.
Do you recognize the garb?
Yes, it's imperial in nature, and Rurik's gonna look through their. Does it look like these bodies were already looted and everything?
Roll me an investigation.
Yeah, because Rurik's looking for identification, because military identification like dog tags or something similar.
13. Typically speaking, people in the Empire have their patches that discern their stature in the military. As for specific dog tags, that's usually not kept on an individual. Usually you would have a signet ring representing who you are or who you are under. This individual actually appears to be a general. One of them is. And I'm sorry if I fuck this up. I know that there are 3 stars or 3 stripes, right? For generals?
Depends on the military. For general, it's actually it could be just a star, like 1
right.
star general, 2 star,
This is a 2-star general.
This does not make sense.
A woman. Very militant in nature. Looking to be human. Definitely Empire aesthetic about her well-keeping and manner and her clothing. And you're pretty far away from any outpost of the Empires.
Let's see. Do I recognize the unit or sort of brigade or anything? Like which part of which kind of area they'd be supposed to be assigned to, kind of thing? Like any sort of like a unit, not mascot, tag unit, pack.
Where they would have worked.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not that savvy with military terms, so describing it does help me a lot. Roll me a history check. Given your background, the DC is not very high for you. 16. All right. Let me... The base that this general appears to be relative to, the armor set is closer to a coastal design, which only matches 1 outpost in all of the Empire, and that would be the Wuyun Gates. Apparently, this was the general either stationed at the Wuyun. Typically speaking, they only have 1, and that's the person in charge of the Wuyun. And for reference of where that is, let me bring you over towards the Marrow Valley, right? I think that's it, yeah. You are...
Quick question, because we're currently in Jorhas, but...
You're Rorik.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Down here.
Yeah, sorry, I think I accidentally just refreshed my thing. Sorry.
No worries.
But yeah.
Oh, actually, that's the wrong map. It won't show it to you.
Out of character question, was this character seen in, I think it was Saturday game?
I'm not going to answer that.
Okay.
Sorry, for better representation. This right here that I'm showing you, yeah, That is the western side of the mountain range that you're currently traversing the ravine of. This is their position. As you can see, very far away.
Yeah, this isn't right. They're about 300-ish miles away from where they should be.
Is anyone getting like an echo or reverberation?
From who?
Right.
I didn't hear it.
I might be because I'm intentionally trying to make my voice a little scratchy for Rick's voice. But
Your voice is definitely scratchy, but it's not echoey for me.
yeah,
Almost like you're gargling a little bit in the back of your throat. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm intending.
That I hear. Yeah.
This woman and these men, they should be at the Wuyan Gate, given this insignia here.
My question is not where it should be, is what 3 Imperial soldiers are doing this far within Dynasty's territory.
And who killed them is another question, but yeah, no, I'm very curious about that as well.
Well, knowing who killed them worries me less than knowing how they could get that far within Dynasty's territory. Who killed them might be friend or foe, but more likely friend than if we found Crin's soldiers in there. They have nothing to do here. They if there's one situation where I'm not surprised to find them here, is dead.
Quick question. While I was searching for the insignia and stuff, did I find any sort of like messages or missives on them?
Unfortunately, no. Their bags, their packs, their personal belongings all seem to be stripped from them. The only thing that they are wearing is their armor, which is breastplate for everyone else, full plate for the general. However, I will let you know every inch of the armor screams Empire on it.
Well, if quick question. With my medicine check, Jero, would I be able to tell that they were killed in this cave or that they were moved to the cave after their death?
That would be a investigation of the cave to discern that. The body wouldn't tell you that the cave.
Oh, okay.
So you could investigate or ask someone.
Do you see any signs that they were killed here? I know there's blood, but I don't see
Maybe we go
why they'd be here. Buster, can you help him out?
I'll do my best.
Go ahead, Kyle. Although, Kyle, you already have advantage.
Yeah. Because I'm me.
Somebody go help him. What? Whatever. Like, it'll
Can
matter
I
for that
have
instance
Elvena-
where you would have disadvantage.
Can I have Elvena crazy on investigation then?
Yeah. I almost wish they would have just given you a passive investigation instead of advantage on investigations. Advantage seems too
that's
powerful. A passive would be like, you can choose to take 16. That's good. Roll, but you can choose to take 16. I don't know. I'm playing with ideas for different classes that I'm constructing for my book. 21. There was absolutely a fight that happened inside of the mouth of this tunnel. You can tell there are blade marks that look like larger weaponry that should not be utilized in such a narrow space. Cutting across the tops, getting stuck, jamming against the ceiling. And the fight seemed to have happened about 30 feet in from the tunnel, and then their bodies were moved back up here. But there are definite signs of a clash of bladed individuals. These 3 individuals clearly did not know how to fight inside of a cave, and the individuals they were fighting against clearly knew how to. Kyle, you being somebody who is very exceptional at fighting in caves, you understand the people who did that knew what they were doing. And these 3, it looks like they were ambushed.
And knowing the dynasty, do I know if the dynasty military, for which I don't remember the name, is used to fighting underground?
Not all of them, but they have sectors of the military that are used to that. However, the military the dynasty uses is very rarely bladed individuals. There are sections of them that they use out in the open for massive fights at some of the stress points between the Empire and the Dynasty. However, for individuals that fight in places like this, they have so many adept mages, echo knights, everything. Like they have people who usually fight using magic to make it unfair against people who have to fight against them.
Well, echo knight can be bladed still. Though,
but this looks
looking
like people who use blades to fight specifically.
Okay, and still looking around, do I see any kind of blood track leading further inside the tunnel, like the ambusher would have been armed or hurted or wounded and leaving a blood track within the funnel, or nothing like that showing me that somebody's going further?
Unfortunately, right outside the cave, with the constant winds, snow drifts, and everything like that, it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for stuff like that. Nothing that you can easily discern. And based off of Warwick's medicine check on the bodies, none of them appear to had grievous wounds before this fight. They actually seem to be faring fairly well. But then whatever they encountered in here was not a fair fight for them.
My question was more, is there any tracks of the ambusher?
Oh, I apologize.
Going further into the cave.
Roll me your survival.
Okay.
You do see a bloodied handprint. Sizable hand, comparably to you, somewhere between you and Rorik. And it seems to lean against the wall, like it put pressure to lean against it. Because of that, you can discern that the ambusher did not walk away from this fight unscathed. But other than that marking, you would have to track after it into the tunnel to discern anything else.
Okay. So
you have the beginnings of the track that you could follow.
You just went robotic there for a second.
Yes.
Am I still robotic?
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you got even worse there.
Is this better?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yeah, better.
It's Zoom.
I'm relating my findings to the rest of the groups.
But you heard everything I said? You're good?
Yep.
Okay.
You started roboting after that.
I have another question, but I want you to answer. I'll let you answer Ian first, since they've been waiting.
Go ahead, Ein. Oh, raises the question. Insight 18. The bodies were positioned almost like a warning, but not to everyone. It's a warning to the Empire. You being a citizen of Xhorhas, you are fully aware of the tension that people from the dynasty have with the people from the Empire. Rather, if you agree with that political struggle or not is your own incentive, but you are aware of it, fully aware, just from living inside. Them being put into coves in the side of the mouth of the cave was a, you don't want to fucking be here, leave. And for anybody else coming through, it's a warning to Jorhasians to say, be wary, Empire people may be around.
I will relay to them that this is a warning to the Empire people itself, and we should be fine if we watch our step.
Yeah, I think the attacker was definitely at a much higher ground and was prepared. They were ambushed, but he didn't get out unscathed, and it's probable that he went further into the cave. Though, being myself from the dynasty, I'm not afraid anymore. I think we're
Well,
fine. Rurik, just be yourself. And
I wouldn't say that. And Joe, I'm gonna ask this question too. So this was a 2-star general, right?
Yeah.
That is, I don't know how you're doing military, how you're doing it with them, but what would usually, like, generals are like the highest tier. They're like super important. They have the big retinue to, like, if they go somewhere, usually they bring much people. This is only 2 or 3 other soldiers.
2 others.
What would it imply then that we only found the 2 other soldiers and a general?
As somebody who is military, I will allow you to use your own insights into this matter instead of answering that question.
Okay. I don't think that's entirely true. This, as I said, this woman
Oh,
here
sorry,
was
pause. To answer your question, that was kind of a question. Generals are the highest ranking you can be in active service of the military. The only people who are classified to be on par with 2-star generals are what are they called?
Volstruckers.
Volstruckers. Cerberus assembly members are higher than 3-star generals. And then there are the king's specific guards, who, in reference to the military, do not have as much authority as the generals. But in reference to the amount of respect, the amount of power, influence they have, they are underneath King Dwindle only.
Alright, well, you see, this woman here was a general. Usually, generals don't just go around with only 2 soldiers. There's more. There's possibly an outpost that, or something they set up somewhere in this area. Which means we may need to be on our guard.
which also
Also-
means that we will be safer within the cave rather than outside.
Also
Yes.
mean that could also be they're on a clandestine mission. Fewer numbers are better for
Well, that's
staying
the-
hidden.
Well, Mickey, something I don't know if you're aware of is generals usually don't do things by themselves on their own unless it is on the battlefield commanding an army or a regiment or some such. I don't see a regiment here. So that means there's going to be at least 40 more troops somewhere.
Let us hope it's not inside the cave.
And Rorik, just to clarify something, she looks to be early 30s. She's young, for a general especially. So you don't know who she is.
Anyways, I'm a little at a loss of what our next move should be, but I'll let you all decide that. For now, I'm gonna go give these men and women a proper burial outside, and Burke starts to go outside the cave to just
maybe not like dig a holy thing, but you know, like how you do the rock burials, the rock graves.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically gonna have to do that with them.
Okay.
Well, the outpost is in this cave here. The soldiers would still be sentient. You can still be reasoned with. And that Dragon Mirror would just see us as food or intruders.
I would be more keen on trying my luck into the cave and see where it leads. Hopefully, it leads where uh, we hope it does. I mean, there is no chance the Dragon Mara is friendly. There is still a slight chance that whoever did that is a friend. And as you say, the enemies of my enemies are my friend. And
Well, yeah, in a sense that the ones that will probably end up meeting in here could be negotiated with.
much more likely than with the Dragon Mara.
The
Arite, what do you say?
Makit, what were you saying?
I was asking Arite what he thinks.
Yeah, and they're not replying. Makit?
So, since we're not hearing any objections, any other plans, seems like the cave is where we'll be heading.
Yep. Arite, are you there? Alrighty. So, you all begin traveling inwards to the cave. Stepping deeper inside after presumably giving Warwick a few moments to just place a headstone there. Warwick, I don't allow that spell in my game. You just perform it, but it takes a long period of time to do a
Oh,
ceremony.
it takes longer? Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
to do a ceremony takes time. It is not a spell. It does not cost you a spell slot. It's something you're a fucking paladin, you can do. You're a fucking cleric, you can do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Okay.
I don't think it should take a spell slot to do simple ceremonious things.
Alright, but it would take longer than what I have to do that then.
It would take time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, in that case I won't quite do that.
So,
But I will take one of their signet rings, the identification I saw before, and just kind of keep that handy.
only she had one. The other two did not.
Alright. Just keep that for future references.
Ready?
Good.
So, you begin traveling downwards, following the pathway into the cave. After about 30 to 40 feet or so, it no longer has the essence of death filling the air. No longer the scars of battlement. However, Kael, with your keen sense of being inside of this terrain, for all intents and purposes, you are only a ranger for having a favorite terrain. You are following the tracks of an individual. Little droplets of blood stretching deeper into the cave. They seem to stop and rest against the wall for a short period of time, getting themselves situated. There's a little bit of an opening down here. The droplets of blood seem to stop over on top of a flattened rock, and then you don't see any more.
Rock stops. I look up. But I look up. See if there's something on the ceiling or flying.
Roll me a perception check.
A quick question: are we all following him, or is this Carol scouting ahead?
I mean, you guys are a little bit behind, but
Okay.
16. There appears to be the tiniest distortion up above you, and what you see as maybe a half of an inch of a silk rope just sitting against the ceiling.
Mickey, do you see that? And I point the rope. It's obviously magical.
Okay. With all that in mind, I will open the special Eyes of Heresy.
Okay. Now, I don't believe... I have to read something real quick to see how that interacts. Oh. There is something hidden from your sight. About 15 feet back from where you are standing, there appears to be a line around the barrier of this cave, all the way around, that glistens slightly briefly as you use your Eyes of Heresy. And then when you look up at that rope, there appears to be an opening into some dark space. And there's an individual who is wearing all dark browns to blend in very easily, holding their left arm that seems to have a bandage wrapped around it several times, currently kind of peeking out of that opening down at you all, trying to stay hidden. It seems like they're lying above the ceiling in a different space than the ceiling.
You see
Only
something?
McKee sees that, right?
Yep.
Yep. Anti-track he has there. And well, we've got the line around all around this particular room in the cave. And
McKee, you're mumbling stuff again. What's up? Are we in danger?
possibly. I mean, there's someone trying to hide up there. More curious as to how they got up there, though.
Makit, you watch the individual waves their hand, and immediately their appearance shifts into that of a drow. And then your eyes end because it only lasts for 6 seconds. The head pops down, and you all are met with a drow figure who looks down. Excuse me. I did not mean to be startled, but with the situation up ahead, I decided I wanted to be unseen. He looks at you, Kyle, and just like nods.
I nod back.
Um,
Are you hurt? Maybe we can help you tend out your wounds.
My wounds are perfectly fine. I have already tended to them. Thank you.
Insight check.
Sure.
Not just
What
about the
language?
wounds, but also just why why he's being seemingly defensive. Dang.
What language was it speaking?
Well, luckily they rolled like shit. They're being defensive with all of you because they were not planning to be engaged with any of you. They seem very weary of Makit in particular. They have a hint of fear while looking at Arite, Kael, and Ein, and then they look at you with.
I do have my hood up, so I'm trying, like, I'm a little obscured.
If
Kinda
you're
like-
inciting, you're looking at them, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. They're looking at you with almost a look of pity on their face. They rolled really shit. Kael, what were you saying?
What language was he speaking? Were they speaking?
Were who speaking? You got quiet again.
What language were they speaking?
They spoke out with a fairly heavy Jorhasian accent, but common. Seeing the diversity of your group, common is the reasonable expression in this region. Not everyone in Jorha speaks Undercommon.
Well, are you
Just
okay,
most.
friend? It's.
I
Do you
am
know what
perfectly
happened?
fine, thank you. Yes, some Empire heathens were tracking through our mountain range, attacking many individuals, and I was set out from the Lotus Den to handle it. You all are safe now. You can continue upon your path.
Thank you. I'm somewhat of a. I have my. Sorry. So I'm trying to pick my words here.
Yeah.
Um. I'm a servant myself of the Platinum Dragon. If you need any sort of blessings or healings, I can assist in whatever way I can.
I try to stop Rurik when he starts speaking religion. Dude, they don't care. It's not the kind of beliefs that my people follow.
I understand. I'd always thought they were more open.
I am
No.
perfectly fine, thank you. You all can
you need-
continue upon the path. I'm just keeping watch to be sure that more of them don't come by.
Well, if you need mundane healing, just say so. But I thank you for your information that the path is now safe.
They nod.
Do you know if there's more burials out there?
The intel I was given was only these three were here. They seem to have defected and were going on a massacre.
Massacre of who?
Go for it, Rorik. Of us.
I'm gonna whisper it to you if that's okay.
Sure. $15. Everything they are saying to you as a point of matter of fact and with the expression of intelligence. So they don't seem to be lying. Not that you can tell.
Well, there's safety in numbers, and we ourselves are heading to Zar. So I'm trying to remember the name now off the top of my head.
Zith.
Zarzith Kittrell.
Safe.
Would you like to accompany us?
No. I would not. I have more business I have been asked to conduct. So, all of you, good luck.
May the fortunes of war be with you.
They nod towards you with a quaint smile. One thing you do notice, Rorik, is his eyes are continually darting between Makit and Kael. Very suspicious.
No, Rurik's fully aware how suspicious he is, but at the same time,
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a safe trip, friend.
Do I notice him being suspicious toward me?
Roll an insight.
And I also have advantage on those.
Of
For some
course.
reason I have not- Investigations.
12. Going off of the second roll, no. They seem on guard in general, but they're acting very much like how a Kryn soldier would be acting right now. Especially somebody who is on an execution mission like this.
Good. I don't understand why you would be suspicious of me.
Oh, you don't see that he is. You
Yeah,
don't see that.
Yeah, I mean, out of character.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, sir, do you need any sort of rations after your encounter? We've got plenty to spare. You might need some on your trip back.
Roll a persuasion.
Okay, I will. Let me look at something real quick before I do. I just want to make sure I can. Actually, I'll just ask.
You can use your channel divinity to give you a +10.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just asking if I can use it before I know the roll. Do I have to use it before I know it, or can I use it after I see
You have
the
to
roll?
do it preemptively, and sometime within that time span, you get
Okay.
+10.
It's actually a +5 for 10 minutes, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
but
going
it's
to use it.
pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's nice. And now persuasion.
Yep.
+5.
A little food would be appreciative. Would you mind leaving it down there? I'm currently working on something up here. If you leave it on that rock, I will get it later.
As you wish.
Thank you.
And Rurik will leave. Do I have to insight to see how many days of food he might want, or I'll just leave like 2 or 3
Leave
days?
what you think is reasonable. They don't seem starved, but they definitely seem like that is something they weren't fully prepared
Expecting?
with.
Right.
Yeah. Kyle, I want you to roll another insight check. They had a very minor slip up there.
Rurik will leave 3 days worth of rations for him, and he will also try to discreetly leave the signet ring like with the food.
And also, Jero, you mentioned the Lotus Den. Do I know it? Like, I probably know it, but what position in Morphol does it have?
What was your question? I was typing to you.
I was asking if I knew the Lotus Den and what its role in the dynasty.
Well,
Because you mentioned it.
yes. The Lotus Den, like Den Kryn, are incredibly influential in their own territories of the dynasty as a whole. The Lotus Den is the second most powerful den out of all of them. And they are, quote unquote, in charge of the southern section and territory. The Greenwood is called the Lotus Den Greenwood. Lotus Den is influential in pretty much from the top of the Fever Gulf Lake all the way southwards.
It doesn't. Wouldn't Karis fall under their jurisdiction, pretty much?
Sharas technically is within the Lotus Den territory, but they're unaffected by them. Shares does what it wants to do because they've never bothered anybody. And they prefer to govern themselves more directly. They are still influenced by it, but they aren't directly influenced by it.
I would like to, speaking Zoroastrian, and ask him in Zoroastrian, from fellow member to dynasty to another fellow member, please let me know if there is anything else we can do for you.
They reply to you in perfect Jorhassian. I definitely will. Thank you. Much appreciated. You all be very safe. Please.
And, well, you yourself be careful of that.
You speak
Dracon-
Jorhassian?
Oh, sorry. No, sorry.
I was about to say, I think Kyle
I
and
forgot about the Jorhassian
Arite
part.
speaks Jorhassian, and that's it. Yeah, Arite is from Jorhas natively, so you would know it. Ein, because of your life of seclusion, Jorhassian is something you would have had to have picked if you wanted to know it.
Yeah, I didn't pick that. I picked Draconic instead.
That's fair.
After the answer, I would like just to point with my little finger Rorik and cast message to him, asking him, what does Danke mean?
Danke.
It means thank you. It's something I sometimes say. But let's leave this man to his travels. We have some of our own.
Why is he talking Dwendalian?
Because it's a common expression sometimes.
Is it? I don't know
Occasionally.
it.
It's always good to know the basics of other languages. Thank you. Hello.
Do you know how to say thank you in the Russian?
I've not had the pleasure of learning yet.
Well, it is said. Could you tell me how it is said?
I'm sorry?
How do you say thank you in Jorhassian?
I actually haven't picked a language to base Jorhassian off of yet, so...
Japanese.
No.
Oh no, please don't.
No, they're definitely not
French.
Japanese.
French.
If you want French.
No, I already have French. That's Marquette.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it's Marquette. It's in the name.
Well, market
I'll
is
say-
not really French. I mean, market is like supposed to be the like North Africa. Well, it's French.
I'm saying Marquesian is a French dialect.
Yeah, okay.
So from Marquette and people of the what do you call it? There isn't direct correlations between many of the things. Anyways, Glesson would be how you say it in Jorhassian. Glesson.
I was hoping you'd say it was Jorhassian was going to be like Cockney English.
Oh, fuck that shit. Nobody likes them. Nah, I'm fucking with you. I know a lot of people with Cockney accents. They're actually very fun to talk to and play games with.
It's Glesson. Though I am shit, what is the word for that? I'm puzzled. He
It
doesn't
makes
seem
sense too.
He doesn't seem afraid or suspicious of you. Well, he should be.
I don't see why anyone would be afraid of me. I'm rather getting on in my years.
Not afraid, but suspicious.
You're a human in Zoras. That's a bit suspicious. The crap, are they?
Well,
Who did
It-
who did send you in Lotus Den exactly?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
I was asking him who, as a person, did send him from the Lotus Den.
That is need to know information. Who I work for is the Lotus Den. And he looks you up and down since you're not wearing any symbology of status. This is a typical reply from people who are above you in status. Most dens keep their private affairs very private.
That's fair.
I hate you for that fucking joke.
sorry.
God damn.
Hey, at least I didn't say it out loud.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've helped you and left us food, maybe you know those cavemen better than we do. Do you know if this leads to Catharsis ritual?
Further ahead, yes, it does. You need to veer closer towards the eastern paths when you move through them. The western ones peek out at different entries and tunnels back into the ravine. Stay eastern, and you should find your way to a path that leads to Zazeth.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
They
Uh,
nod.
Well, from one group of travelers to another, I wish you safety.
They nod again.
And yeah,
Do you leave him rations, food, anything?
oh yeah, no, I already left him.
the 3 days rations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I left him 3 days, and I also did I snuck the signet ring in with the rations.
Okay, then. So, on
I
that
also
note,
lost Airy.
yeah, you all keep moving. Now having a little bit of a sense of direction, luckily. Hopefully you'll be able to find something to do with all of that. And I believe this is where we are probably going to end the session for the night. So, players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all had a fantastic time. Be sure to enjoy your day tomorrow, even if you are not celebrating with people. Do something relaxing. Take a nice little bubble bath. Give yourself some good bubbly, drink a little bit of wine, eat some very, very delicious and terrible food for you. Something that just loves yourself. And we will see you all again next time. Take care.